everybody. Hi, it's Becky from powertoolswiththread.com. That's my blog. We just got back from Port O'Connor and had a very nice weekend down there. The weather's been really dry lately. We're not used to that. Usually South Texas is very humid. My skin is definitely showing that it's very dry outside. Even down at the coast, we just had some really nice dry days. I wanted to give you a little quilt chat and what has come in and what's going on before we start the Fa La La Christmas tree quilt. Sew along tomorrow. It is a Villa Rosa Designs pattern. I had it, what did I do with it? If you're interested in joining us, you can get the pattern, either the hard copy card from villarosadesigns.com, or they have a digital download that you can do as well if you're overseas. Or, you know, I've encouraged them to start on their app to put a buy button on there. You know, I think things are changing, that people will download patterns now to their tablets or to their phones, but more likely a tablet or a laptop or something, and keep that near the cutting table where they can always reference and keep all their patterns digitally. I think times are a-changing. I know. All right, want to give you guys an update of what's been going on. Remember I had told you I'm going to sew this Quilt of Valor. This came from a Fond & Porter's from 2017, I think it was. Let me see, 2016, July, August 2016. Well, a viewer wrote me an email and gave me the link to this, that you can go get it. It is on a quilting website. And I will include that link below in the description box. And that way, if you are interested in making this pattern, it's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful quilt. And if you're interested in making this, you can do it as well. And I used Simply Applique to make all the stars and embroider the stars on the squares. I'm actually going to put this on hold until probably like February, late February, early March, and that way I have time to get it together. It's going to be a donation quilt for the local volunteer fire department. They have a live auction, no, silent auction, not every August, and that's down in Port O'Connor. So hopefully that'll bring a lot of money and they'll be able to enjoy the benefits of that. So I have continued to work on, I'll give you the status of the rug, the Joy's Jelly Roll rug, I'm going to call it, that I'm making with Jerry's Jelly Roll jig. How about that? It's coming out okay. It's got kind of a peanut shape to it, and all the ones I've looked at kind of do too. I don't know if this will straighten out, settle out. I've tried to do some tugging. So I've finished all the rope to it, and it's all in a big ball. This is going to go from this aqua to a lilac to a teal to a dark purple to, you know, and I'm going to put it in front of my ironing board over here. So even if it does have a little bit of a peanut shape, it'll be okay. Again, you know, sometimes there are projects that we get into and we're like, why am I doing this? And this was one of those projects. But it has been made a lot easier with the Jerry's Jelly Roll jig that I got from Hip Stitch in Albuquerque. And I want to thank them again. This is an absolutely wonderful tool. Oh, y'all won't believe. So I had done my video down in Port O'Connor where my video where I've got, like, you know, I'm holding my arms up and I have all these, you know, the rope and the pieces and the batting and everything, and I'm holding it all up. And that was actually stolen. That piece of the video was actually stolen and put into a commercial by the company that made that little green jig that I'm really not fond of. I purchased it and I said, oh, this is what I'm using. And then the next week I got in Jerry's Jelly Roll jig from Hip Stitch. Well, the company, I don't know if it's the same company that makes that little green one that I had. Well, a company stole pictures, actually video of me going like this, holding up all of those, showing how difficult it is and how, unruly all of that can be. So I went on their website and I sent them an email and I said, cease and desist. You don't have my permission to use my likeness or anything. Not that they care, because I'm sure it's China. And I went on their website. Jenny Doan is on their website doing a jelly roll rug, and so is Erica Arndt. She's on their website as well. And I know they had to have lifted their likenesses as well and pieces of their video. They don't show them using their tool. They're just using that video, those video pieces in their commercials on Facebook. And someone had linked a link of the commercial on our Power Tools with Thread Facebook page. At least I'm in good company, but I think when you put yourself out there in the public domain, you really run the risk of, people can steal your stuff. And I had no idea that that was ever going to happen. Now, they did not use my Power Tools with Thread logo, and they didn't use the term Power Tools with Thread, which I have trademarked. And so I really can't go after them for intellectual property theft. But they're making money using my likeness, and they're making money using Jenny Doan's likeness, and they're making money using Erica Arndt's likeness, and I'm certain that they're doing that without either of one of those. And there's a bunch of other quilters as well that I've seen on YouTube that are in that Facebook commercial. So yes, I'm aware of it. Yeah, I'm in good company, but people are underhanded, and Facebook isn't going to do anything about it. Facebook is not going to go to these companies and say, hey, did you have these people's permission to use? Because I think once you put something out there in the public domain, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. I did receive an email from Designs by Juju that there is a company called Embroidery Nation, and they are illegally selling Juju's designs. So if you get any emails from Embroidery Nation, please do not purchase from them. They are not a reputable company, according to the email. And then also I got an email that had an alert from Creative Grids saying that their Creative Grids rulers are being sold by non-reputable companies as well. So you just kind of need to be aware. Creative Grids has on their website a list of the companies that are not authorized to be reselling their rulers. So, just kind of keep that stuff in mind. I highly encourage you, only purchase your rulers, your Creative Grids rulers from a quilt shop, and only purchase your Designs by Juju embroidery files from Designs by Juju. It could happen to anybody, so I'm pretty glad. Yeah, you never know. I mean, things are out there and it happens, but we have got, a lot of professionals in this business that have put their heart and soul and tons of money into their companies to bring you happiness with patterns and fabric and all of these things, and it's very, very easy for it to be ripped off. There was a lady who contacted me maybe about a year ago, and she said, you're kind of becoming a brand, the whole Power Tools with Thread brand. She said, I highly suggest you get trademarked. And I went through that process, and if you're watching, thank you. I really appreciate the advice, because now we have powertoolswiththreadstore.com, and that's where we sell the t-shirts, and we sell my husband's handcrafted seam ripper stiletto combos, and we sell the vehicle decals, and we sell the USB sticks. And if you see that stuff for sale anywhere else other than the vehicle decals, which are being carried by other actual quilt stores, that's a ripoff. And so I appreciate that too, now that I'm kind of in the retail business with that, with our new store. So I didn't intend to come on here and tell you about that, but I'm glad it came up, so I had an opportunity to explain that to you. So this Jerry's Jelly Roll Jig is made in the United States by veterans You know, they're up there in Albuquerque, and so I highly recommend that you support them. These are carried in quilt stores all around the country. Enough about that. What else did I want to tell you about? So yes, we are starting the Fa La La quilt sew along tomorrow. This is going to be because it's such an easy pattern, this is going to be a very, very basic quilting quilt along. I'm going to start with how to cut fabric. I'm going to start with how to read a pattern, how to identify your pieces once they're cut, okay? Those of you that have been quilting for years and you know this is old hat to you, go ahead, get to sewing, knock yourself out. So I'm just going to go step by step by basic baby step. I want this sew along to be something that quilters feel like, or people who want to be quilters, or maybe you're a beginner quilter, that you feel like, okay, she's going to explain this in a way that I feel like I'm in a class, all right? So, and it's totally free. It's not a class. You can just follow along. But the very first one that we do, the very first video is going to be how to read a quilt pattern and how to cut your fabrics and how to label them so that you know what they are once they're cut, okay? That's going to be the first one. And then starting in the second video, we will get to putting all of these pieces together in the puzzle. So, all right. I also wanted to show you guys years ago. I'll link to this below if I can find it. Years ago, this was a DVD hosted by Nancy Zeman. It's called Create with Nancy. It's called Piece in the Hoop. This is a book that I got a long time ago, and it is by Larissa Bland, and it's just a bunch of in the hoop projects it's embroidery in the hoop projects, and it comes with a CD in the back. I'm not even sure if it's still in print. I probably should have checked before I did the video. I've actually made 2 of the projects out of this book. So the first project I ever made out of this book was a mini ironing pad. There is, inside of it is a piece of old ironing board cover, the Teflon, and it's inside. And I made 2 of them, and these are designed for if you need to iron something while it's in the hoop, whether you need to iron down some applique or maybe you need to iron back a piece of fabric or something like that. It's designed to slip underneath the hoop and underneath the piece, and then you can take your little, either a wand iron or a mini iron, and you can just iron it in there. I no longer do this if the hoop is still in the arm of the embroidery machine, because I cannot tell you the number of times I have forgotten it's there and sewed it to the back of the project. Y'all, I do it like every time, and I think, oh, I'm not going to do it on this one. I still use these, but I use them, lift up the tab, pull the arm out, iron whatever it is I'm going to iron, and then slip it back in. I either do it like if I don't want to pull it out too far and just leave it on the bed of the machine and then I iron it and iron the pieces down, or I don't use it at all. I'll pull the frame all the way out and put it on my my quilter's cut and press that I use on my lap. But if I'm going to be doing it on the machine, I will go ahead and use these, but I no longer do it. Or this is, as Joy says, my lightning fast mind. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and leave it in the machine and just flip up the tab before I iron, because my machine will not let me continue on if the tab is up. And if the tab is up, I need to put a little string around my finger and tie a bow that I need to pull this out. This is a novel idea though. Okay, let me get back to that. So that was one of the projects in this Piece in the Hoop book, and I love it because it's got all these big color pictures. They're all step by step. It's just great. But it's on a CD, and if you have a computer nowadays that doesn't have a CD, you'll have to get an external CD DVD reader. But the other one that they had that I've been wanting to make for years is this one, which is a little neck tag. And I think it's just awesome. I went ahead and made that this weekend. What'd I do with it? And I just used a couple of the 5-inch squares out of that Painted Meadow Charm Pack by Robin Pickens. And I made this. Didn't that come out good? These are designed to be worn at shows or guild meetings or something like that. And you know, as a YouTuber, I need to have something that looks quilty when I wear my stuff. And then back here, I've left that pocket open. I'm going to put business cards in there and whatnot. So when I go places or if people give me things, I can, you know, business cards, I can tuck them in here, because when I go to shows and whatnot, people give me stuff all the time and I really want to keep track of them. So I really like this. This was a cute and easy and fun little project, and I made it this weekend at the coast. So those are the two things that I have made out of this book, and I really like it. So I don't even know why I grabbed it. I was like, what can I do while I'm down there? Because, you know, I brought my Baby Lock Elegante 2 back. That is going to be my main garment sewing machine here. And I took my brother Quattro down to the coast so that I have an embroidery machine down there that has the camera in it so I can see the snowman. So, oh, I want to show you guys. Do y'all remember I had ordered library book fabric? Timeless Treasures carries this. I have wanted to make a library book quilt for a long time. And I know I could make my own library books by, you know, doing the strips and everything. Hey, maybe Designs by Juju could make a embroidery design where you could embroider strips in the hoop. Oh, that's smart. Okay, anyway, we'll get back to it. So I love this fabric. I think it is just fabulous. And I had only ordered half a yard because I didn't know what I was ordering, okay? And then Villa Rosa Designs got some in, and Pat Fryer contacted me, and I said, I want 2 yards. So she sent me 2 yards of this book fabric. It's absolutely just, oh, do I have it right side up? No. Here. Just gorgeous. So, I've been wanting to make one of these quilts for a long time, and they're very easy. And I'm going to use, but I also needed wood grain fabric for the bookcases. So I got in, I ordered, I'm just gonna leave it in the bow. I ordered some wood grain fabric, see that? Got that in. Also got in a backing. I got that in, and I'm going to use Villa Rosa Designs Ebb Tide pattern. See this? That's the pattern I'm going to use. So there'll be little shelf units in between. It'd be cool if I could find a, like one of these that would have a picture of a bookend or a little statue or something. That'd be cool. I don't know. I'm not going to get real into it. So there's my book fabric. Here is my book case fabric. Okay, so along with the Villa Rosa Designs Fa La La quilt that we are doing, so I showed you guys all of my fat quarters the other day that I had, and then this is my background fabric. This is more Blossom, that Christopher Thompson Blossom. And while I was on the website, I got it from Simply Love Fabrics on Etsy. And while I was there getting my bookshelf fabric, I found the backing. Look, isn't that going to be fabulous? I can't wait to put this together. This is just gorgeous. Oh, it's so pretty. It is called a Festive Collection, is what it's called. Liberty Fabrics for Riley Blake. And then the wood fabric is called Pine Wood Acres. I was looking for something dark, and I like that. I like that a lot. It's hard to find wood fabric that's not a, that doesn't look like a fence, you know? Okay, so what else? Got all that in. While I was on their site, I picked up a pattern called Maker's Tote. You guys ever heard of a bag maker by the name of Noodlehead? I have followed her blog and her stuff for years. I've got a couple of her bags. I'm not a huge fan of making bags, but this is a Maker's Tote. And I really like this. This is what it looks like. I went ahead and picked up this pattern. I'm going to give it a shot. Now, why would I do this? Check this out. See, it's got all these pockets inside. I like that. And I think this will be fun. A carry-all tote in 2 sizes. So I may not even use it as a maker's tote. I'll probably use it as a Becky tote. But one of the reasons I got this was because I got this newfangled gizmo from Designs and Machine Embroidery. This has nothing to do with embroidery. This is called a totally tubular pressing station. You guys that make bags, you need to check this out. I'll put a link to it below in the description box, but it has 3 pieces that come with it, okay? So this could be the base, or this could be, you wouldn't want this one on here. This could be a large piece to get a bag piece over. It's so smooth, it doesn't have any kind of splinters or anything, but it also comes with this larger piece. I could see putting a larger piece on the bottom if you needed this bigger piece on top. But for those of you bag makers that don't have a sleeve board, y'all, this is awesome. It's very, it's hefty. It is hefty. And to get the pieces off, this plastic, these are plastic brackets. And look, it holds pretty good. I could see pressing on this. And to get it off, it has a little clip back here, and you kind of pull it and hit it backwards. And it comes off. And then you can switch out and put this other one on. There. And that's how easy it goes on and off. I really like this. Sherry, you need one of these. I haven't tried it out yet, but I also got it with these wool pressing mats. So you could put this on here like this, and you can press and steam and get all of your seams super flat. This one fits exactly on here. So you guys, this is so nice. Where's that bag I had? When you're making something like this, okay, and you need to get that seam, you can slip these little things on here and get them on that tubular station and press that flat. I think it's just brilliant. That's one of the reasons, you know, I'm real funny about ironing. I don't like it when things, you guys have seen me, when I do my tutorials and stuff, I'm all like, okay, you need to roll the fabric this way so that it doesn't show from the front. This is perfect for that kind of project like that. I need to do some more embroidery projects, but I had to take my Lumi into the doctor. I took her over to All Brands and in San Antonio. She wasn't feeling real well, so it was time for a checkup anyway. It's been a little bit. The technician over there is fabulous, and she's getting some warranty work. So I'm glad we're getting ready to start the Fa La La quilt, because I won't be doing any embroidery on the single needle for a while, and I'm still not good enough yet on the multi-needle to do any kinds of tutorials or anything like that. So, oh, and Terry, thank you. I've been playing with it, and I'm getting the hang of it. You guys are awesome. Terry walked me through a conundrum I was having with applique on the multi-needle. So, all right, you guys, I think that's all I had to talk to you about. It's busy. I got a lot going on here. I'm really excited to start that quilt tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, we will talk to you soon. Go sew something. Bye.